This is episode 143. Wondering why your blog article never took off? It might be because you haven't optimized it after you launched it. In this episode, I will go over the fourth and final phase of the content creation process, which is the optimization phase. I will discuss two big steps in this optimization phase that you should follow every time you publish an article. So let's get started. Welcome to the Calm Marketer Podcast. My name is Kenneth Fong, a digital marketer on a mission to help businesses thrive. I'll bring you on my marketing journey where you'll get to learn from my experiences as an INFP navigating an extroverted world and get actionable marketing tips for your business. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Now let's begin. All right, so we finally made it in the fourth and last part of the content creation, and that's the optimization phase. So to recap, the first phase was the discovery phase, the second one was the writing phase, and then we just covered the conversion strategy. And now that we, wrote the article, we published it, now we need to optimize it. So the optimization phase usually comes around 2 weeks after you publish your article. You want to make sure that Google can index it, crawl it, and rank it, and see how well your page performs. Then you will get some data to determine whether or not you need to optimize it or what kind of changes you need to make on the page to make sure that it is ranking high and that you are getting the traffic and the conversions out of this page. So how do you optimize your page? So there's two big steps in this optimization phase. And the first step that I want to talk to you guys about is checking your rankings and your performance in Google Search Console. Okay, so there are three scenarios that you need to look out for in Google Search Console for your site. So the first one is to check for decaying pages or pages that have been slowly declining in traffic over time. All right, so that's one scenario that you need to look out for. And the second one is to check for pages that are stuck on page 2, right? So page 2 of Google. These pages have a lot of potential because they are already on page 2 and you can improve them to help them rank on page 1. And the third scenario is to check for pages that truly just underperform. If they are ranking below 50, 50 or higher or 50 or lower, then that needs a total rewrite. Okay, so once you published your article, check to see what scenario it is. If it's a brand new article, it would probably be on scenario 2, where it's stuck on page 2, or scenario 3, where it literally just is not ranking whatsoever. So once you determine that, you can go to the next big step in the optimization phase, which is truly running an audit on your article. All right. Now, checking performance in Google Search Console, you could do that. It's completely pretty manual. You need to go in there and just try to slice and dice the information and try to see what pages you need to really focus on. An easier way that's a little less manual, I would say, is to use Surfer's audit tool. They recently integrated Google Search Console with their audit tool that will allow you to look at Google Search Console data on top of Surfer's audit tool data. So you can really see what the low-hanging fruits are and really pinpoint the pages that will show the biggest improvements once you optimize it. Okay, so if you want to try Surfer's audit tool, just go to thecalmmarketer.co/surfer and you can try it over there. So going into the second big step in the optimization phase, which is the audit phase, there are a lot of things that you need to look out for when you decide to audit your article. right? So look for prominent terms that you can optimize for, such as LSI keywords, uh, NLP keywords, right? So if you are writing about whatever topic it is, make sure you are adding other types of NLP, natural language processing keywords in there to make sure that you are covering all types of other words that people might be typing into Google for whatever term that you are writing about. And then the second thing is to check for exact keyword optimization. So seeing how many times you mentioned that exact keyword phrase in your article, if it's on the top of the fold or the bottom, if it's in the title tag or what have you. Check for things like keyword count, organize your content structure, right? So how many headings you have, how many paragraphs, how many bullet points, so on and so forth. See if you can optimize the title tag and meta description. Look for things like internal linking. And with internal linking, you can use Surfer's audit tool to give you pages on your site where you need to add an internal link pointing to the page you want to audit. You can even make sure you update the publication date. So with Google, many times they want to show pages that are fresh, the content is fresh, and it's relevant in today's day and age. So you want to make sure that if you do optimize the page and you add new content, you want to make sure the publication date gets updated to the date that you updated the content, right? So a date that's more early is better than a date that's from the past. And you might want to also consider merging content. I've done this with a recent client of mine where, we wanted to update one of their category pages and just, searching in Screaming Frog, I noticed that there was another page that talked about the exact same content that we were talking about on one of the category pages we wanted to optimize. But this other page wasn't ranking too well. It was an orphan page. I have no idea where this page came from, but it did have really good content. And I picked it up through Screaming Frog, but also Surfer in their audit actually mentioned that page as well. So what I did was I basically merged. I copied and pasted the content on that orphan page and then put it on the category page. And of course, I made edits to it. I made sure that it flowed well and it read well. And then once I did that, I just 301 redirected the orphan page to my category page, and that really, really helped with the performance of that page. And as you update these articles and as you make changes, it can be very hard. If you have your own affiliate sites or if you are working with different clients, I highly recommend you track all the SEO changes that you make. So I use a on-page optimization spreadsheet in Google Docs, and I created an example for all of you guys. And you can follow this optimization spreadsheet for all of your clients and your sites. So the spreadsheet, just a brief overview, you put your page URL there, what keyword you want to target, and you want to select what you are adjusting. So if you are changing the title tag, meta description, adding internal link, so you can mention that, and then add additional detail, right, around what adjustment you are making. And then you can record the results. So you can record whether or not the page improved, or there was no change, or it decreased in ranking. Okay, so this is a really, really helpful sheet that will keep things organized for you and your clients. And I included a link in the show notes. And that's really it. guys. So this is the final step of the 4-part series of my content creation mini series. If you want, this is a pretty high level a 4-part mini series, but if you really want to go deep into SEO writing and really understand the nuances that come into play when it comes to writing for SEO, I highly recommend you take the SEO writing class, SEO writing masterclass by Surfer. It's an online course by Surfer that they recently launched a few months ago, and I took it, and all of the things that I'm explaining to you in these past 4 or 5 days has been from the SEO writing masterclass. So if you want to take it, just click the link in the show notes, and you can learn more about it and enroll yourself. So with that said, I will speak to you on the next episode.